The Arsenal is intensifying its negotiations for the signing of Brazilian striker Vinicius Jr., currently at Real Madrid, in a move that promises to shake up the transfer market. The desire of the London club to secure the young talent reflects not only a reinforcement strategy, but also a long-term vision aimed at success in a highly competitive environment. According to sources close to the English club, the management has been maintaining regular conversations with representatives of the Spanish team, seeking to facilitate the transfer of the talented player. The pursuit of Vinicius Jr. aligns with Arsenal's plan to revitalize its squad after several seasons of results that fell short of expectations. The club, which has a rich history in English and European football, is determined to return to competing at a high level, and the addition of a player of Vinicius's caliber could be crucial in achieving that goal. His ability to change the course of matches, combined with his youth and potential for growth, represents a valuable opportunity for Arsenal, which is looking not only for immediate results, but also to build a competitive team for the coming years. This movement in the transfer market highlights Arsenal's ambition to strengthen its squad for the upcoming season, especially at a time when the team seeks to establish itself as one of the main forces in the Premier League and European competitions. The club has been active in recent transfer windows, searching for players who not only fit the style of play proposed by manager Mikel Arteta, but also possess the winning mentality necessary to elevate the team's standards. The acquisition of Vinicius Jr., who has stood out with his speed, dribbling, and finishing ability, could transform Arsenal's offensive dynamics. The management understands that the presence of a striker with his characteristics would not only broaden the team's tactical options but also bring a new impetus to the fan base, which longs for great performances and achievements. The anticipation surrounding this possible deal is high, and fans are eager to see how this negotiation will unfold in the coming weeks as the transfer window approaches and speculation gains momentum. With the growing pressure to secure signings that can positively impact the season, Arsenal's pursuit of Vinicius Jr. is a clear indication of the club's ambition to reverse its recent trajectory and once again establish itself as a protagonist in the competitions it participates in. The movement surrounding this player reflects Arsenal's commitment to competing for titles again, and the fans, in turn, are attentive and hopeful about the team's future. Vinicius Jr., who has distinguished himself in recent seasons with memorable performances, has gained not only the trust of his coaches but also the affection of the Madrid fans. Since joining Real Madrid, the young Brazilian has been a crucial element in the team, often being responsible for decisive moments in important matches. His ability to dribble past opponents, coupled with impressive speed, makes him a constant threat to rival defenses. This combination of attributes not only helps Real Madrid secure victories, but also solidifies his reputation as one of the top players in world football. His finishing ability is equally notable. Vinicius not only creates opportunities but also converts them into goals effectively. Over the past few seasons, he has been one of the team's top scorers, often shining in competitions such as the Champions League and La Liga. This consistency at a high level has elevated expectations regarding a possible future at Arsenal, where many believe he could replicate or even surpass his current performance. Furthermore, his versatility on the field, being able to play both as a forward and as a midfielder, could add even more value to the style of play that Mikel Arteta has implemented in the team. This tactical flexibility is one of the most sought-after characteristics by modern coaches, who look for players capable of adapting to different formations and game situations. Vinicius Jr. not only brings offensive skills, but also a defensive capability that has improved over time, making him a complete and highly desirable player. Arteta's vision of dynamic and attacking football aligns perfectly with Vinicius's playing style, known for being quick in transition and highly creative in attack. His presence at Arsenal could not only increase the depth of the squad, but also inspire other players to elevate their performance levels. With the addition of a talent like Vinicius Jr., Arsenal could become an even more formidable force, in the Premier League, capable of competing equally with the biggest clubs in Europe. Therefore, the prospect of Vinicius Jr. joining Arsenal is not just a matter of reinforcement for the upcoming season, but also an opportunity for the club to position itself as a real title contender. The fan base, which has already shown a growing expectation regarding this possible signing, believes that the arrival of a player of Vinicius's caliber could be a turning point in Arsenal's pursuit of glory and achievements. Additionally, Vinicius's recent performance in the Champions League, where he was vital to Real Madrid's campaign, further emphasizes Arsenal's interest. In crucial moments of the competition, Vinicius stood out with plays that not only resulted in goals, but also in decisive assists that helped secure important victories for his team. His ability to perform under pressure and on big stages, such as the knockout games of the Champions League, demonstrates a maturity and talent that are rare for a player of his age. This capacity to shine in the most important moments of European football is a clear indication that he has what it takes to stand out in any scenario. The possibility of having an athlete who has already demonstrated his potential on great stages excites not only the management of the London club, but also its supporters. Arsenal fans, who yearn for a return to glorious days, see in Vinicius Jr. an opportunity to revitalize the team and make it competitive again. The impact that a player like Vinicius can have goes beyond his individual skills. He brings with him a winning mentality and invaluable experience in high-level competitions, which can inspire the entire team. Arsenal, which has already gone through a transition period, seems determined to return to competing at a high level. The addition of a player of this caliber could be a significant step in that direction, not only in terms of on-field performance, but also for building a more cohesive and competitive squad. Vinicius Jr. could become one of the cornerstones, around which the team would be shaped, helping to attract other talents and create a culture of victory within the club. Furthermore, the presence of a high-profile player like Vinicius at Arsenal could have a positive impact in terms of marketing and visibility for the club. His global popularity, especially in Brazil and among football fans around the world, could increase Arsenal's fan base and attract new sponsors, bringing long-term financial benefits. Thus, the pursuit of Vinicius Jr. is not just a football matter. It is a comprehensive strategy that could elevate Arsenal's profile both on and off the pitch. As the transfer window approaches, the anticipation surrounding this possible signing is only set to increase. The Arsenal management is aware that the opportunity to bring in a player of Vinicius Jr.'s caliber may not arise again soon, and is willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that this transaction becomes a reality. The combination of Vinicius's natural talent, his recent impressive performances, and Arsenal's urgent need for a player who can elevate the team's level makes this negotiation one of the most intriguing in the current landscape of European football. Meanwhile, Arsenal fans, who have always dreamed of seeing great talents in their team, show a mix of enthusiasm and apprehension regarding the transfer speculation surrounding Vinicius Jr. The expectation is palpable, and fans are eager to see a player of his stature and skill donning the club's colors. Many supporters believe that the addition of Vinicius Jr. could be a turning point for the team, enhancing their chances in the Premier League and European competitions. His ability to change the course of a match with a brilliant individual play or a precise assist is something that could elevate Arsenal to a new level. However, the uncertainty regarding the finalization of the deal generates anxiety among supporters, who closely follow the news, debating on social media and forums about the feasibility of the transfer. With each passing day, new speculations and rumors arise, creating a climate of expectation that oscillates between hope and frustration. Real Madrid's resistance to releasing one of its key assets heightens this tension, as many fans fear that the opportunity to sign Vinicius may slip away. The Spanish club, in turn, has a rich history and a philosophy of retaining its best players, which makes the negotiation even more complex. Real Madrid's culture is built around the idea of being one of the most successful clubs in the world, and the departure of a player like Vinicius, who is on the rise and has become an icon for fans, is not a decision to be taken lightly. The Madrid management, aware of the impact Vinicius has both on and off the field, will likely do everything possible to prevent his departure unless an irresistible offer is presented. This situation creates a backdrop of uncertainty that permeates the relationship between Arsenal and its supporters, who not only want to see Vinicius Jr. as a new signing, but also expect the club to demonstrate the ambition necessary to compete with the giants of European football. The pressure for the management to act decisively in this process is intense, and fans hope that Arsenal's administration will have the courage and foresight needed to finalize this signing. As the transfer window opens, the fan base remains attentive and hopeful, rooting for negotiations to progress and for the dream of seeing Vinicius Jr. playing at the Emirates Stadium to come true. The potential for a partnership between the player and the club is intriguing, and the possibility of this materializing makes each day of waiting feel like a true test of patience for passionate Arsenal fans. This transfer saga, therefore, transforms not only into a football issue, but into a true cultural phenomenon that unites supporters around a common goal: to bring in an exceptional talent who can help rewrite the club's recent history. The continuation of conversations between Arsenal and Real Madrid will be closely monitored, and the expectation is that new updates will emerge in the coming weeks as the transfer window approaches its official opening. This period is always filled with speculation and movements, and Vinicius Jr.'s situation is becoming one of the main focal points in the landscape of European football. The possibility that his future may be decided soon carries significant implications for both the player and the clubs involved, generating a climate of anticipation that intensifies with each passing day. For Vinicius Jr., this is a crucial phase in his career, where decisions made now could impact his trajectory for years to come. The opportunity to join a historic club like Arsenal, which is seeking restructuring and a return to the peak of English and European football, could be a decisive step for the player, who has already demonstrated his ability at a high level. Similarly, the implications for Real Madrid are equally relevant. The departure of such an influential player could affect the team's dynamics, especially considering that the Spanish club has the ambition to continue competing for titles in all competitions. The unfolding of this situation promises to be one of the most discussed topics in the sports media, with journalists and analysts closely following each move in the negotiations. Football experts, who assess the impact of each transfer, will be on the lookout for the strategies Arsenal might adopt to convince Real Madrid to release their star. The analysis of negotiation tactics, as well as Vinicius's potential to adapt to Arsenal's playing style, will be widely debated in sports programs and news platforms. Moreover, the movement surrounding Vinicius Jr. could also influence the transfer market as a whole, with other clubs observing the situation closely. The way this negotiation unfolds may open doors for other transactions involving standout players in the Premier League and other leagues. As supporters and fans analyze the possible developments, discussions about the impact of Vinicius's arrival at Arsenal in relation to the team's competitiveness in the Premier League and European competitions will gain prominence in conversations. Therefore, Vinicius Jr.'s situation is not just a matter of individual interest, but a phenomenon that transcends the player himself and involves a series of factors that could shape the next season of European football. With growing anticipation surrounding his future, all eyes will be on the coming weeks as the unfolding of this negotiation promises to be one of the hottest topics in the sports scene. The combination of excitement, uncertainty, and potential transformation makes this a narrative that captivates fans, journalists, and football enthusiasts in general, promising an exciting chapter in the recent history of football. With the increasing pressure on Arsenal's management to bring in top reinforcements, the negotiation for Vinicius Jr. could become a symbol of the club's ambition to reclaim its prominent position in English and European football. The coming weeks will be crucial, and both fans and executives are eager for an outcome that could bring hope and new energy to the Emirates Stadium.